What's up, guys? Transfers Rumors here, back with another Euro Profile. Today, I'm here with Jan and Yashpal to talk about Hungary.
With Yashpal, when he's not here, we miss him. Then when he is here, we completely ignore him. Hello, Yash. How are you?
Great. How about you, sir?
Good.
How are the doings?
Alright, but we're here to talk about Hungary. Would you like to talk about the first goalkeeper, Jan?
Bogdan?
He sucks.
No,
No,
he doesn't.
Oh, you
not
mean
Bogdan.
Bog-
Kirali.
the 40-year-old guy who has conceded 8 goals in 10 games. It's Hungary. You
But
can
why aren't they playing Bogdan? Why are they playing
because
Kirali?
because wait, Bogdan is second choice to Mignolet.
Yeah,
They've
But
had
still.
they've had
but still.
Mignolet in goal all year. When Mignolet's not playing,
But it's-
they play Ward.
But when you've
This
conceded
guy
8
is
goals, you might as
third.
well, it doesn't hurt to make a
He is
substitution.
below Ward in the goalkeeping list for Liverpool.
But I think this is the first Euro they have qualified for since 1984, I
Yep,
believe.
yep, very
So
long
it's been
time.
a long
Very
time.
long time.
But still, they have that experience. They made it to the World Cup final as well in
1984
Switzerland.
George Orwell.
Yeah.
Check it out in the link description below.
All right, so yeah, it's been a long time.
What's
since
he been smoking?
I don't know, but it's been a long time since we've
I've not even giving to Yash this morning.
stop, please. It's been a long time since they actually qualified for a major tournament, and their goalkeeping position looks
Shoddy.
very shocking,
Shoddy.
shaky,
Shoddy.
whatever.
Dodgy.
Yeah.
Dodgy.
But yeah,
Yeah,
so
dodgy.
Bogdan, honestly, they should have just risked playing him because when you've got a guy that's conceded 8 goals, I don't think you want him in goal.
But it's Bogdan.
Yep, he's a class keeper in my opinion.
It's Bogdan.
All right, let's talk about the defense now. They have a lot. Holy crap, they have a lot of defenders.
Large defense.
Park
Yeah.
the bus, park the bus. Da, da, da,
I mean,
da,
the
da.
best
most of their
The
defense
wheels on
is
the bus go
uh,
round and round,
local
round
teams
and round,
or
round
just
and
not that
round.
big teams.
Wheels on the bus go
Yeah, we
round
can't
and
really-
round.
What Yashpal said is true because we can't really talk about these guys because they're mostly playing for Hungarian
Yeah,
teams.
domestic.
Except for Sion.
No, you
Sion.
better
I know him. He plays for Sion.
But
Yes.
he's only played 2 games, and I don't.
But that's for Hungary.
and I don't
Not
see
for
the.
Sion. I actually he's played for Sion. I don't think he's that great in my opinion. I've seen better. But I don't know. I mean, the fact that he's playing for Sion,
Is his name Vanksak?
Ranzak.
Okay.
I don't know. I just made that up. I have no idea how to say it.
For Sergio.
Alright, great.
So we can't really talk about the defense, but it seems like the main guy here is actually the guy that's had 11 appearances is Kadar.
Like Poznan. In,
Fioli. Guzman.
Fiola, not Fioli.
Fioli. It's Italian.
No, it's Fiola.
It's
How's
Fioli.
it Italian if he's from Hungary?
Because he
How is
immigrated.
Tom Chase Surgeon if he's from America?
Exactly.
Surgeon.
See, life doesn't make sense.
How is Zartak human?
Alright, but let's move on to a position we
More
probably.
Sergeants.
Okay, Jan, road to the World Cup. Remember this guy?
Balaz Jujushak.
Yes, he
Juju Jack.
completely killed us.
Destroyed us completely. San
Yeah.
Marino's defense was left at the mercy of Jujushak.
Yeah.
He's actually one of, I think a while ago, MGH bottom of your remote. That's how I know him.
And then there's QPR's midfielder, Tosser.
The fact
Tosser.
that they once had Julio Cesar and Esteban Granero.
Yeah.
And they
And
still
now-
couldn't survive relegation.
Yeah.
I question
But I mean, again, it's they don't really have many. The thing what they have is they have got a lot of local players playing for local teams in Hungary,
Yeah.
which
I feel like they're only choosing their local players over that of their international players.
who's foreign that you know plays?
What?
Zoltan Gera from
I
West
can't really
Brom.
name any
That's
because
it.
there's not many. And-
Zoltan Gera from West Brom is about it. I think he's Hungarian. I don't know anybody else.
All right, but let's
I'm pretty
move on.
sure there's somebody else.
We can't really talk about many of these, but
Oh, he is there. Zoltan Gera is a forward.
Okay, let's move on to
He's
the forwards
moved,
then.
not even from West Brom anymore. He's
Let's
Play for
move on
Ferran
to the
Vargas.
forwards, and you know Guerra.
Yeah, 37 years old and only 1 goal. So I.
Why is this guy playing for Hungary? Rudolph.
He doesn't even have a team.
That's my grandfather's name.
He doesn't have a team. What's his
This
team?
guy's
He's a free
good.
agent. Yes, Salai. Salai is a great striker. I believe. When was it? He was at.
Schalke.
Schalke. He was at Schalke at one point.
And
He's probably their best player in all honesty. Their best, well, at least their best forward. Going
Back
into-
when at Huntelaar, I mean, he would part of Huntelaar.
Yeah. So Salai, a player to watch out for because.
That's the only one.
Yeah,
you
that's the
can-
only one we can actually name. Okay, but let's go to their group now. Their group is very interesting because
Portugal,
Portugal,
Ireland, and
not Ireland,
I
Iceland.
mean not Iceland. Yeah, Iceland.
So they've got
Apologies, my
Austria.
friends.
Poland.
They've got Austria.
Cold land.
Iceland.
Ice cream land.
Austria-Hungary.
Yeah, and Portugal.
World War One.
Okay. you
Austro-Hungary.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
World War One references.
All right.
Kids.
So would you like to explain? Do your history lesson? For
Oh,
you?
I get history lesson.
Yeah.
No, don't.
They were once one country. Then they were
One
like
kingdom,
a
really.
kingdom, yeah, and they were like, let's invade Sergipa, and
Yeah.
then they went to invade Sergipa, and then the Russians were like, "Uns, no, you cannot." Oh, that's German. I don't know. They're like,
That
Can't.
wasn't even a good German.
Y'all can't invade my Sergiba.
You can't invade my little boy Sergipa. We're gonna take you on your Austrian border. Ooh.
And then they sat
And
there.
then the Archduke.
Austria were like, "Hey, Germany, you want to help us?" And then Germany were like, "Okay, let's invade France." And then France,
Germany's
what did
like,
we do?
Pinky promise? Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And then
the
Germany
Archduke gets
invaded
killed
France
by
and Belgium for
little
no reason.
boys.
All right, but yeah,
And
that's
then the World War One started. Then
Okay,
some
that's
people
enough.
died, like 210.
200 times 10 billion people, nobody really died.
All right, but there's a history lesson with Jan.
No, World War One had I think the most.
Check out the
terrible war
history
ever.
podcast. History
Yeah,
review.
the history review podcast.
Which goes up with alongside the racism review podcast.
Yes,
And
But-
Yash Paul meme review.
but yeah.
podcast.
So who do you, I honestly don't. I don't see Hungary making it out of the group.
Can't.
I see them finishing rock bottom. I
Yes.
think Iceland will take the third place spot.
Yash.
But it's
Yeah.
the fact that they're actually qualified. You know, they're in a tournament, so good for them. Been a long time. They just need. I think they just need
But
more.
look who they
experience.
beat out. They beat out
Wow.
Finland, Faroe Islands, and
Faroe Islands is
Ranieri.
Faroe Islands is a key top team. Faroe Islands
They
is
beat-
They
the
beat
dumbest
the
Ranieri.
Premier League champions.
Yeah.
Faroe Islands beat the Premier League champion
Yes.
manager.
The first
Faroe
game
Islands-
they won in their history.
No, 8 years. They won the first
Yeah.
win
Oh.
in 8 years. For them.
Well, history.
But
of
honestly,
ages.
I am the history lesson.
Okay, look. Who,
Hey,
look at their qualifying
If
group.
Achilles watches this video,
Wait.
he's gonna say,
Yeah.
"You're a Liverpool fan because you like history."
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. But listen, okay. So look, they finished third with Northern Ireland and Romania in their group.
Romania are good. I've said
Yes,
Romania.
yes,
are
but
good.
Romania.
listen,
Romania.
It's the fact that they've got these two teams that they had in the qualifying group, and now look at their group. It's even tougher.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how they expected to make it out when they couldn't even top the group with Northern Ireland and
They
Romania?
can't. I don't think they can make it out.
Everyone's surprised, but I'm not.
I think this was one of the easier groups
It
than
was the easiest, I think.
yeah
It would be
than
fair to
any
say.
of the other. I mean, like look at these: Russia, Sweden, Austria.
Montenegro, Liechtenstein.
Shut up.
And then you look
Those
at
aren't the hard. Italy,
Italy, Croatia, Norway. I think there's a bit.
then Portugal,
Albania,
Albania, and
Serbia,
Denmark.
Serbia.
Serbia.
Denmark.
They're all tough groups. They're all tough
Yeah,
groups.
they're all tough groups, but I think Hungary had the easiest one of the easiest.
Yeah,
Yeah, the easiest. I think there's no
the
doubt.
easiest.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Hungary. What else would you like to say to wrap this up? So you think
They're
who do you
bad.
think they're gonna beat?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Exactly. Okay, I don't think they're gonna
0
beat.
points.
I'm sorry
0 points.
if you're Hungarian and you're watching this, but if you
I
could
don't
give
think
us some
they're-
intel on your.
I don't
Hungry and I'm
think-
working
I don't
TR,
think the
so
40
don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. That was
People-
not a funny joke, yeah. At all. But they're playing Austria in the first match.
Yash.
If they lose that, they're out. But it's Austrian-Hungarian Empire, so
Yash.
gotta tune in for that.
Let's hope they team up and play against Sergiba.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Your Profile. We'll see you next time for Iceland.
Check out the Sucky Gamer.
Check out the
Check
TR
out
store.
the History
Check
Review
out-
podcast.
It's the football
Check out the
podcast
website.
and affiliates.
Check out the
including History
Facebook
Review,
page, and
Racism Review,
peace.
Yash Paul meme review, Ekavin review. What else have we reviewed, Nicky? Indian debate.